Ah, mira. Pergamino de modo de escarcha.
Empty.
Limonada, eso es chévere. Una patata. Y a ver que aquí tenemos una botella vacía. Eso para hacer pociones. Alambique. Y aquí no podemos hacer nada con esto, que yo sepa. Elige un ingrediente, qué sé yo. Mira, voy a poner un huevo. Un huevo y una poción. Nada. Y si pongo... Espérate. Aquí debería de poder hacer algo, yo creo. Carne de cordero con huevo, a ver. Vale, pues nada. Con patatas. Aguja para tatuar. Que mira, no sé, no se puede hacer nada. Ah, no sé qué hacer aquí con eso. Ah, mira, va más botella vacía, chévere. Y aquí que tenemos una tapa.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
Ahora hablamos con ella. Simplemente estoy estudiando aquí que hay. Probar. Vamos a leer aquí que dice. El rey de la fuente insiste en que no hay magia demasiado impía, ni siquiera aquella que bloquea o incluso elimina la fuente de un individuo. Me complace su locura. Es una invitación para manipular todo aquello que solíamos considerar inmutable. Nos proporciona toda clase a ver, de sujetos experimentales. El texto de debajo enumera una serie de maldiciones y materiales para silenciar la fuente. Algunos de ellos están rodeados con un círculo de tinta negra y anotados tal como sigue: yelmo, collar, máscara.
What a well of knowledge this tome is. Dallas is such a dear lending it to me. Seems as though there's a pattern in the blood.
Vale, yo creo que aquí no hay nada ya. ¿Esto qué
Empty.
es? Nada. Vamos a hablar con la chica esta. Ah, ¿esto qué es? Este tomo pequeño. Durante demasiado tiempo hemos visto la fuente como una parte virtuosa de la sociedad civil. Sin embargo, no necesitamos remontarnos más allá de los tiempos del rey de la fuente para comprender el caos que semejante magia puede llegar a desatar. Algún día otra orden habrá de seguir los pasos de los antiguos buscadores. Los hechiceros de la fuente pueden y deben ser silenciados. El nuevo modelo de collar antifuente que nos ha proporcionado Redemant está resultando muy efectivo. Vale. Vale, pues vamos a hablar con esta señora.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, not to worry. Every dog has to get used to its leash. In the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the ship's manifest, and he's the chap in charge of the logs. You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters.
A ver. Sabría que, por la forma de la sala, debes de estar en una fragata de clase Lucia. Pero, ¿por qué?
Why? Because we're at sea, of course, and have been for several days.
Index fingers pressed to her lips, she pauses a moment to give you a scrutinizing gander.
My word, you do seem a bit befuddled, don't you? Perhaps I was a bit too generous with that sedative. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good girl, perhaps a cure as well. An end to Source. For good.
Tiras de la cosa que te rodea el cuello inútilmente. Exigirle que te diga por qué te puso un collar.
Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those source spells of yours? See what happens.
Recordar el poder que se formó en tu interior, la ruptura de tus cadenas y la furia que te liberó, desatarlo.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting, then breaking, only to fade back into your soul like rain into the earth.
My, look at the concentration on your face. All will, but no result. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It neuters you of sorts. Makes you unable to cast Source. For your own peace of mind, of course. Yours and the whole world's.
Vale. Vamos a continuar por aquí.
Good gods. There's been a murder here.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
Evitar mirar el interior de la habitación. Entre el vaivén del barco y el olor a la sangre te entran ganas de vomitar. No, voy a echar un vistazo a la habitación y preguntar qué ha
There's
pasado.
been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the time, or you'd be a suspect like the rest of them. Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does.
Sonreír y pensarte mejor lo de decir lo que estás pensando. Quien quiera que sea el asesino, podría aprender que la sangría es un arte, no un deporte.
Move along.
Vamos a subir por aquí.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way.
Una cuerda. Me la llevo.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwoken followed the source that did this.
Aclararle que ella no era la protectora de este hombre, sino su captora. Preguntarle por qué deja que te acerques tanto al lugar de los hechos, porque por lo que a ella respecta, podría ser tú quien lo mató.
She looks up at you with a mirthless smile.
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. Didn't even stir. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course.
Encogerte de hombres es decir que a lo mejor puedes, después de todo, eres una hechicera de la fuente. Preguntarle si también está investigando a sus compañeros maestres. Esto bien lo pudo haber hecho uno de ellos.
Finn was killed by Source. If a Magister could do that, there wouldn't be a Magister. It looks more like a passenger managed to slip their collar. And the rest, well, you see the evidence in front of you. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometimes they clam up in front of a uniform. Bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that?
Asentir y decirle que la avisará si es algo interesante. Reírte. ¿De verdad piensas que hallarías a un maestre? ¿A alguien que te tiene prisionera? Decirle que tu precio es considerable más alto que eso.
Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is dangerous. So, anything interesting for me?
No. Vale, vamos a investigar. Esto es para dormir. Me lo llevo. Ciudad de madera. Una figura tallada a mano por de madera. Lupitea eso. Bueno. No sé para qué servirá, pero me lo llevo. Ah, mira una cabra.
She's a really good singer. I'm better though. Listen. La 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 la.
What do you want to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet.
You look a little bit elfish. Maybe your daddy was an elf. My daddy's name is Frida.
Are you an elf? Wow. I want to be an elf when I grow up, but without the scar.
Oh, there you are, wife.
¿Eh?
Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly allergical.
Decir que debe de haberte confundido con otra persona.
Why, I never. I left my good pals at home, or I'd be clutching them with all my daintiest, most ladylike might. Say as you will, wife. Madame Josephine Gribbles to Peep won't be treated so.
The children break out into giggles.
What? What's so funny?
Her pinched face cracks into a great grin, and she shoos the children away from her with a laugh.
Yeah, okay, you found me out. Go on and git, and maybe I'll sing you something when I'm good and ready.
She turns to you, dark-eyed and dirty-haired, and smiles flatly.
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we?
Decirle que a ti te preocupa más la supervivencia que el entretenimiento.
Guess you aren't a creative type, are you, Chief? I say they're one and the same.
A ver. Decirle que debería echar un vistazo al contigo, podéis cubriros la espalda mutuamente. No. Preguntarle si sabe algo del asesinato que se cometió a bordo.
Nope. Trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. The utterer, the better.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear. She smiles as though no change came over her.
Good luck, Chief.
Name? Not so fast. Name?
Ah, ¿por qué no me va a irme? Bueno. ¿Quién quiere saberlo?
The Divine Order wants to know.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
Well, you aren't here on my list. Scram, eh? We're trying to catch a killer here.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me.
A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench, eyes closed, palms face up on his knees. His beard is a cascade of meticulous plaits. He raises an eyebrow as you approach, but doesn't open his eyes.
Listen up, kiddo. You hear that?
Muchacha, decirle que debería pensarse 2 veces antes de dirigirse a ti como si fueras una niña.
He turns his head toward you, looking you up and down, and smiles before turning his attention to the ship once more.
You look like a kiddo to me. Listen if you're interested, or get gone if you aren't.
Ignora su petición y preguntarle qué sabe sobre el asesinato que cometió a bordo.
His eyes snap open. He looks at you and frowns.
Murder? Ah, that's what they were going on and on about. I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it. His daddy knows who done it. And the mayor knows who done it too.
His eyes flutter shut, and he assumes his position of repose once more.
Whether they catch me is another matter, but I ain't one to hide my accomplishments.
Preguntar qué es lo que se supone que tienes que oír.
The ship, of course.
Calmarte y escuchar los sonidos del barco.
A wave of sound washes over you. The unintelligible chatter of your shipmates, the groaning of wood from floor to ceiling, the boom, crash and crackle of waves around you, complaints from the sea itself.
There's nothing else I can make.
And?
Turnips and water are all I was given.
Unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen.
Comentar que tus compañeros de tripulación partotean como cotorras, apenas puedes oír con este escándalo.
A common sort of sound, isn't it? Where there's talk, there's health. That's all you hear, though. Listen close.
Cerrar los ojos e intentar dejar que el sonido ambiente del barco desaparezca.
There now, just like that. Squeak! Aha!
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great paw claps you on the back. The other catches you before you lose your footing.
There, you heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, kiddo. Good news.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
A sentir, ¿lo has oído? ¿Qué se supone que era?
It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Squeaks whenever the helmsman jerks it clockwise, which means we're heading east. Burn my beard. That means if we've been traveling for, yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy.
A ver.
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Menciona que debe de ser un marinero experimentado. Preguntar por qué significa esa cifra para él.
Captain, actually. And that figure tells me we're getting close to the joy. Close to what lies beyond it, too.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes his beard, gold medallions jingling merrily. His eyes roll over to you.
That'll be all. Thank ye kindly, Ghetto.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
No voy a decir nada, pero echarle un vistazo una vez antes de irte. Tal vez quieras volver a encontrarlo. Un fuerte júbilo. Vale.
Did you see the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
Exacto.
Seems to me you should be a little more afraid.
A ver, ¿y cómo me dejarían hacer eso? Voy a ver si me hablar con esta. Porque aquí los elfos comen cadáveres.
So, anything interesting for me?
Increíble que define interesante.
I'll take that as a no.
Ah.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up? Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Finer fare than boiled roots and rotten tubers, too. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed meat behind this very wall. The indignity.
Oh, mierda, siempre se me olvida recoger esto. Barril de agua. ¿Yo qué puedo hacer con ese barril? ¿No?
How dare you classify this slop as food? I've seen more appetizing things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Ah, the top door's barricaded. No way through for now.
Nothing else I can make, Your Majesty. Turnips and water are all I was given.
Well, perhaps you're absolutely unacceptable. I've never dined on anything less than a dozen-course dinner, and I don't intend to do away with the custom. Well. What have we here? A fresh face in this stale hell. Let's size you up, shall we?
The lizard looks you up and down, like a farmer would a fetching horse. All of a sudden, he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
Menudo descaro. Abofetearle de la mano fuerte.
My, we are fierce, aren't we? Not to worry. Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
Decirle que haces magia en la cocina. No.
Ah, music to my beleaguered stomach. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
Decirle que sabe como una aguja, pero probablemente no de la forma que imagino.
Yes, well, I'll count that as a no, shall I? On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is what I'm after. The very basics, then. I suppose that's a start. So, 3 questions asked, 3 questions answered. Let's evaluate. As per your own testimony, you can cook and groom, but you have the fashion sense of a monkey in a clown suit. Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, You are my slave.
Sonreír y decir que es hombre muerto. Ah, no sé si esto qué pueda pasar.
I'll have you know that threatening one's master is punishable by death. Rein in your impertinence, will you? I'm a fair man, but I won't spare the rod. Anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duties once we reach Fort Joy. Now shoot.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Ah, mira, más pociones y dinero.
Your kind always hung closest to our divine, like wolves around a campfire.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash now.
Soon as the Inquisitor gets here, we'll hang you right over the side of this ship with it.
How dare you classify this slop
I'm
as
busy watching for clues, sorcerer. Go take your sub-story somewhere else.
A scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him. Noticing you, he straightens.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a murderer on board, and I'd bet 3 months' pay it's this trampy fan.
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Buena idea. Acercarte más, pero apretar los puños en caso de que la cosa salga mal.
He leans in and adjusts your collar with a sharp tug, balancing its weight so it no longer presses unpleasantly on your neck. He winks.
Pinches less that way, right?
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now, you.
Preguntarle a Ifan por qué el maestro sospecha que se le
We used to
asesina.
know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many moons ago. Isn't that right, Vic?
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion, but says nothing. Ifan grins, flashing pointed white teeth.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants.
Preguntarle a Ifan qué hizo para haber acabado con su lado.
Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from interested parties. No. The dead man, Finn, is it? I'd no business with him. And I wouldn't put a man down without good reason.
He glances over at Magister Victor, who's staring back at him with pointed intensity.
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough.
Preguntarle a Ifan si sabe algo sobre el lugar al que os dirigís, Fuente de Júbilo.
The Joy, I've heard a lot. Nothing good. No surprise there, since Bishop Alexander runs the show. Wonder if we'll get to meet the ringmaster himself.
Decirle que no tienes ningún interés en el show, lo único que te importa es sobrevivir a Fuente de Júbilo. Decir que te gustaría conocer a Alexander y demostrar lo que piensas exactamente de su maldita orden divina.
Not interested in the son of the divine himself. I don't blame you one bit. But Vic here will blow a blood vessel if he hears you talking like that.
What are you conspiring about over there? You, elf, what's your name?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name?
Decirle que te llamas Lanto. Fíjate decirle tu nombre. No sé, ¿te digo mi nombre o qué? Decirle que te llamas Lanta.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then scrawls something illegible down in a tiny notebook. He scowls at you as he stows the notebook back in his voluminous robes.
Away with you, at once.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet, one finger in front of his lips as he leans back against the wall.
There has been a murder, Your Majesty.
What?
Maybe that has the
Didn't make it clear the first time.
Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about us. We're like cattle to them.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own.
¿Me llamo para esto?
Can we just skip to the part where
¿Un
I
cubo?
reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
What? Mad? No. Insufferable? Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen.
Hola, coisumeros. Es PC. Estoy jugando en ordenador.
So, anything interesting for me?
Voy a quitarme esto, que me lo... Ya se quitar. A ver, ¿cómo...? Bueno, vamos a ver con esto que me falta. De aquí.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He looks up, his big round eyes scanning your body, absorbing every detail.
Es de Steam, sí, Steam.
He reaches out and examines your face, tugging at your ears and prodding your nose.
Fascinating.
He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.